Okay, Rabotai, in Masechet Chagiga and David Bet Amud Bet, and also the Lineder Bezrat Hashem, if I get a chance, also in David Dalet Amud Aleph, speaks about a few important things when it comes to learning Torah. I want to share with you, a lot of times you have a person, Rahman Lasal, right? During learning Torah, he gets a text message. So he takes the time off to answer the text message. Or I don't know, somebody calls him. I mean, he's not Hatala, correct? Not every 10 seconds you're Hatala like you're doing. If you were Hatala, you should have been running after somebody. Rabbotai, I want to show you over here what Rabbi Levi says about interrupting in the middle of learning for Dvarim B'Telem, for nonsense. But before we do that, I just want to show how Rashi explains if a person needs Hashem's kindness, if a person ever needs Hashem in a time of need, there is a way how to do it. Rabbotai, that's what it says. Amar Reish Lakish said, Kol ha'oseg b'Torah b'layla. It has to be specific at night. Anybody who learns Torah at night, not in the morning, because in the morning it's much easier, versus at night where you could be doing everything else. HaKadosh Baruch Hu moshech alav chut shel chesed bayom. Hashem will give, He will draw on you a string of kindness during the day. I will explain what that means. Shenemar, like the pasuk says, Yomam yitzaveh Hashem chazdo. During the day Hashem will command His kindness. Umatam, what's the reason, Rabotai? Yomam yitzaveh Hashem chazdo. Why does Hashem have to command His kindness during the day? Mishum, because ubalayla shiro imi. Because at night He sang with me. Meaning what? He was learning Torah, because Torah is like songs to Hashem. Rabotai, you ready for this Rashi? Listen how he defines this pasuk. Yomam yitzaveh Hashem chazdo, yitzaveh lemalachim l'shtok. During the day, Emil John, how are you? During the day, Hashem is going to tell the angels, be quiet. If this person learned Torah at night, why? Kidei la'asot chesed, latzrichim chesed. To do kindness to the people that need kindness. A lot of times we need Hashem's kindness more than we think. If you want to get it, the way is by learning Torah at night. Vehem atachtonim, and this is the lower, we the people, meaning the lower people. We in this world, if we need Hashem's kindness, there's a way to get it. How? By learning Torah at night. When you learn Torah at night, basically, like the Aruch HaShulchan says, nechasav is going to increase. His properties, his assets, everything's going to increase. Why? Because you show Hashem that everything to me is not important. Only your Torah at night is important. Torah is one of the hardest times to learn Torah. Is when? At night. That's why in Simon Reish Lamed Chet says what? In Halach Aleph, that Yaakov V'Samnoi, what does it say? HaMevatel Torah b'layla, osho miruba mibishal yom. A person who does not learn Torah at night, his punishment is greater had he not learned Torah during the day. Why? Because at night, Rabotai, you have more time. During the day, you could work, children, wife, whatever the situation might be. At night, you have to devote yourself to Hashem because everything is already shut down. And that's what the pasuk says over here, Rabotai. Hashem tells the Malachim, be quiet in order I should be able to do kindness with people that need kindness. So sometimes we need something, correct? A person needs help. A person needs to find a shidduch. A person's wife needs to give birth. You want kindness? Learn Torah at night, Rabotai, because then, just like you're there for Hashem at night, Hashem will be there for you during the day. Or better yet, He'll be there for you when you need Him the most. Rabotai, this was Reish Lakish. However, another pshat, that Yaakov, another pshat, some say Miljon, Reish Lakish said just the opposite. He said something else. Kol ha'oseg b'Torah b'olam hazeh. Anybody who learns Torah in this world, Shuhu dumeh l'layla, which is compared to night, HaKadosh Baruch Hu moshech alav chut shel chesed lo'olam haba. Hashem will give you the string of kindness in olam haba, in the next world. Shuhu dumeh l'yom, which is compared to the day. Olam hazeh is compared to night. Olam haba is compared to day. Shenemar, but I listen to this carefully. Like the pasuk says, same pasuk. Yomam yitzaveh Hashem chazdo, ubalayla shiro imi. Same thing, Rabotai. After 120 years of age, when a person comes over there, I'm telling you one thing, you're going to need Hashem's kindness. Because, Rabotai, we feel, we go down Shachari bin Charavit, and we did an hour of learning, and then we do whatever we want to do. We think we're going to be in Gan Eden, huh? next to Moshe Rabbeinu, correct? Or David HaMelech. Rabotai, but we do not realize, just like we need Hashem's kindness over here, how much more so in the next world, Rabotai. I want to tell you something, Miljon. You know, I never understood what it means. You know, there's a difference between maggots and worms. You know, worms and maggots. When a person after 120, how does his body rot? He has maggots and worms. They come out from his body and they come from the dirt that are going to be consuming him in order for his body to deteriorate. So the more a person indulges in this world, that's how much more maggots and worms are going to be able to consume him. But a person who learns Torah, Rabotai, that Torah is going to protect a person. The Torah protects you in the grave, when you wake up, when you revive from the dead. How much more so, how much it protects you over here, Rabotai. You with me, Chaim David? This is why it's so important, and we don't understand. When you learn Torah, Miljon, you're not only doing it for yourself, not only for your wife and your children, not only for your community, for all Am Yisrael. After 120, you're going to come up. Hashem is going to say, you saved this woman, you did this, you saved this guy, you made this person get married. I don't even know who they are. Yeah, I'll tell you what happened. That moment when you were learning, Hashem says the wedding didn't have to go through. The woman did not have to give birth, etc., etc. Because of you learning Torah, you're in New York. Somehow it affected the people that live in Israel, and you were able to help them. It's not you always have to go out. By learning Torah, you're also helping people. So that's what we're about. When a person learns Torah at night, which is compared to Olam Hazeh, Hashem is going to do kindness with you in Olam Haba. And I'll tell you one thing, in the next world, all do we need Hashem's help? Do we need Hashem's kindness? If a person thinks that he's going to be good in the next world, Rabotai, he should check himself 2 times. Because it's not so pashut. You know, one time somebody tells me, you know, you have those people that they do what he calls like laundry machines, correct? They have a book, how to put up a laundry machine. Yeah, laundry machine, right? Laundry machine with the water. So the guy, he learns the book, he gets 100 on the test. So the boss tells him, Pastor, a laundry machine from A to Z. He gave all the parts, nothing, from scratch. Да дякую так построил. Красавица, как будто Бентли он построил. Он такой довольный, он говорит, что хозяин, что посмотри. За 2 часа, what takes a person 10 hours. Он говорит, ха-ха-ха, не торопись, секунду. Он поставил воду туда, дядя Яков. Вся вода начала выходить от всех мест. You understand? There's one thing to be book smart, but it's another thing to use it practical, Rabotai. When a person is so confident that he's going to be good in the next world, Rabotai, don't be surprised if there's a lot of holes. To clog up these holes, you have to learn Torah at night, so therefore Hashem can give you that chesed. Hashem will take care of you. So Rabotai, those were 2 points from Reish Lakish. The 3rd point is Amar Rabbi Levi. Rabotai, I cannot stress this more than it has to be stressed. But we need to understand, this happens a lot of times when a person can be learning by himself, or when he's learning with a lot of people. The more people you have, and if you do Bittul Torah from many more people, that's how much more your punishment is going to be. I know people don't like to hear, you know, what's going to be, how it's going to be, but you have to know, if you're going 85 and 25 miles home, and there's a child riding a bicycle, and I tell you, Chamor, if you hit it, you could, who knows what's going to happen? Why are you scared? Nobody's scared, Rabotai. It's cause and effect. Result was going to happen after because of your actions. Rabotai, Amar Rabbi Levi, look what Rabbi Levi says. Kol haposek midivri Torah, anybody who stops learning Torah, ve'osek midivri sicha, now he starts speaking in words of idle chatter, right? A person's learning Torah, he gets a text message and he goes on the text and he stops. Again, so another 2 minutes he stops. Every 2-3 minutes or every 15 minutes he stops. Rabotai, I don't want to say this is not learning, Rabotai. You want to learn, you have to learn b'ritzifut. You know, I heard just today, I just wanted to listen. I heard Rabbi Eli Stefansky say something beautiful. He asked one of his students, why didn't you come yesterday? He said his son was not feeling well. He said, I want to tell you something. My father-in-law is a surgeon. Not once did he miss a surgery because his children were not feeling well. Not once. And somehow you guys have all the excuses in the world. This, that. A surgeon will not miss anything because surgery. Rabotai, when you learn in Torah, you're doing surgery for the world. You're healing the whole world. That's why it's so important. In any event, Rabotai, he says, Amar Rabbi Levi, kol ha'posek midivri Torah ve'osek midivri sicha, ma'chalin oto kechalei retamim. Rabotai, listen to this careful. Dad Yaakov, a person that's learning Torah and he stops to go on his phone to chit chat with his friends, whatever it might be. Rabotai, the punishment is going to be, they're going to feed him coals which are made from wood. You know these coals? Try to take burning coals and put a chashal lo'lein into a person, and that's what's going to happen. If you think it's not going to happen, Rabotai, lo'lein, people do choke, people do go in fires, or chashal people drown, Rabotai. Why everything starts from the throat? It is not a joke, Rabotai. Don't think just because you're learning 30 minutes, and then you stop, you think you did Hashem a very big mitzvah. No, Rabotai. If you're doing something, you want to try to do it the right way. Somebody told, okay, Rabbi, it's better not to learn. No, that's not Pshat. It's not better not to learn. Pshat is how to become a better person. That is Pshat. In any event, Rabotai, that's what he says. We have to be very careful. There's a very big Rosh Hashiva, Rabbi Nisan Kaplan from Eretz Yisrael. He said, somebody showed me this morning on their phone, that on 69th Avenue, there was a robbery of an old guy. Bukharan guy saw it. But, whatever it was, right? They robbed his bag, even though he had nothing inside. Rabotai, I ask you a simple question. At gunpoint, yeah? Rabbi, I ask you a question. If something like this happens, correct? You're afraid for your life? If you have to save your life, you'll do everything that there is to save your life? Yes or no, Emil John? You're going to do it, no? How much more, if this is the world over here, which is only temporary, how much more so in the next world, which is forever? Meaning, when you're learning Torah and people want to start to interrupt your learning, how much more concerned you have to be for your Olam Haba, because right now they're taking away from the Olam Haba that you could have been building. I don't want to say that, but I don't want to get into the whole halachot of building on Shabbat, correct? But sometimes you have people that they build on Shabbat, whatever it is, job contracting. I don't want to get into all the halachot. Speak to your local rabbi. Rabbi, I ask you 1 second. There's 52 Shabbatot in the year, correct? Okay, say holidays. Okay. Give me how many? I'll give you 80 days. Tell me 80 days is going to make a difference if you move in 3 months earlier, 3 months later. That plays a whole big, that plays a role in your life that you're going to be Mechal Shabbat. Who knows what people do? Rabotai, this is only for something which is only materialistic. What about Torah, Rabotai? Why come we don't take serious like that Torah when we don't learn at night, when we don't learn during the day? We're missing days, and these days cannot be made up. There's one thing which is never going to be refunded, which is what, David? Time. Time is money. We have a new lawyer, by the way, you know, right? We have a new lawyer, unbelievable. Just started learning, eh? Yaakov, the new lawyer, he started learning with us. I tell you something, you could see he's a lawyer. The second we diverge from the class, he says, time is money. A lawyer knows every single minute, every single hour, retainer fee, everything they have. Rabotai, that's how you have to look at Rabotai Torah. Every single minute, every single hour, it's costing you when you're not learning it. You understand? That's why we have to be very careful, Rabotai, not to go ahead and stop from learning Torah in the middle. Especially, Rabotai, I'm telling you right now, phone business, it has to stop. You have no idea how many people use their phone during learning. And they think they're doing Hashem a favor by sitting and listening to the rabbi. Rabotai, if anybody, you're doing a favor to yourself, not to me. I want to just really quick, Rabotai, 30 seconds. 1 minute, Rabotai, really quick. Another pshat I want to tell you when it comes to learning Torah, Rabotai, how a person has to break himself. Again, this might not be for everybody, but a person has to break himself. Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak Amar, Asher Kumtu, Rabbi Nachman Bar Yitzchak said, that which they cut. Libracha for blessing u'dichtiv. I'm not going to go to the whole Indian, but I just want to say, Rabotai, like this. Elu Talmidei Chachamim shemaktimim atzmam al divrei Torah ba'olam hazeh. These are the Talmidei Chacham, the Beit Chadash says, that they lose from their sleep in this world in order to be able to learn Torah. HaKadosh Baruch Hu megaleh lehem sod le'olam haba. Hashem is going to reveal to them secrets in the next world, like a river, Rabotai. Just like you have rivers, flowing river. That's how Hashem is going to reveal to you secrets, Rabotai. For what? For only cutting from your sleep and giving to Hashem. This Gemara is speaking about cutting from your sleep, which is a very high pleasure. People love to sleep. How much more so from all the other shtuyot, from TV, from games, from wasting time here. Rabotai, I'm telling you right now, the more you give to Hashem, there's one thing you will not lose out. It's serving Hashem. Everything else, there's always a loss and a gain. By serving Hashem, there's never a loss. Baruch Adonai Olam, Amen.